So now what God wants us to do, because the curses came on us because we broke the commandments.
They still here.
So what God said he wants us to do to come about the curses?
Well, first turn to him and humble ourselves and hearken into his word.
Okay.
And you know, we got to come together for one.
Yeah, we got to. But we got to come together as the Israelites. We can't come together, Christian over here, Muslim over here, Baptist over here. We two separate in religion. We got to come together as the children of Israel. So, one quick question. So you saying that? So you tell based on what you're telling me, we got to humble ourselves. So if I give you something that you're doing wrong, according to God, would you change it?
I have to.
You have to. Leviticus 21:5. Because you're right. We the children of Israel, we had too much of Egypt in us. So we came out in the wilderness. The Lord said, it only took 3 days to get from Egypt from Egypt into, like you said, the land of Canaan, Israel. But it took us 40 years. Why? Because of this right here. Read.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 21 and verse 5. They shall not make baldness upon their head.
So the Bible said we can't make baldness upon our head. If you going bald naturally, like some brothers losing their hair naturally. They can't help that. That's of God. But some brothers take a razor and shave it completely bald. God said don't do that. Don't shave your head bald. Come on.
Neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard.
Neither are we supposed to destroy our beard. Like for me, I used to play sports in the world. My coach didn't like a beard. He would always tell me to cut this and just leave the goatee. So for years is what I did. Then I read the Bible and I was like, yo, the Bible said I can't do that. I gotta stop cutting my beard. So you see my brother got his beard, brother got his beard, brother got his beard. All of us got our beard. Now some of us,
brothers don't grow beards.
that's fine, but the
beard won't grow.
But that's fine. Everybody don't grow beards. But whatever you got, don't cut it. That's what God's saying. Like I know some brothers that only get a little bit of fuzz right here. On the side, it don't grow at all. But just don't cut what you got. You understand? Don't cut what you have. Keep your beard to the best of your ability, like the Bible says. Would you do that? Is you gonna do that for God?
Well, well, I mean, from what I learned through studying, as far as it's a lot of things. When it comes to the commandments, it was 250 of them.
613.
613, okay. And I personally, we couldn't keep them.
Well, okay. What?
I don't know no person that is recorded in the Bible, a group of people that kept all of those commandments.
You sure?
I believe the reason why we got into Israel, the reason why we got into the land is because of our obedience and our faith in what he had to say
the reason
about who we were.
Well, let me help you out.
Because some of them went there.
Let me help you. The only reason we was able to enter the promised land is because the Lord promised it to Abraham. Right. It wasn't because of our righteousness. Because like you said, in the wilderness, we was acting a fool and the Lord had to kill a lot of us off. So we didn't enter into the land because of our righteousness. We entered it because he promised it to Abraham. Now watch this real quick.
The book of Job, chapter 1, verse 1. There was a man in the land of Rouge, whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright.
Job was perfect and upright. Job kept all God's commandments. Now guess what? Guess what? Abraham kept all God's commandments.
Abraham lied.
Huh?
Abraham lied. He said Sarah wasn't sister. He lied before.
No, the Lord told him to do that. The Lord told him to do that because they was gonna try to kill him and take his wife.
He also took another woman to have a child with.
The Most High allowed that.
He allowed it, but that's not what he said. He told him that the seed would come through him and Sarah.
Right. But that seed that will be chosen. But remember, what does Genesis mean?
The beginning.
It's the beginning. It's the beginning of what?
What do you mean the beginning of what?
Beginning of nations. It's the beginning of races of people. God allowed him to have. Listen to me real quick before you reject it. God had him have sex with Hagar so that the Arab race can get here. Because the Arabs come from Hagar and Abraham, named Ishmael. So it's the beginning of nations. That's how God created these nations from the beginning.
Well, okay.
Let me help you. I'm going to show you in the Bible.
I can't say that's how God created the nations.
What?
Because there's a lot of things that God allowed to happen, that happened, but that doesn't mean that it was a part of his plan.
Well, let me ask you a question. If a race of people is born into the earth, did God create them?
God created everything.
Okay. So God was okay with Abraham doing that to bring that race of people into the earth then?
You're saying okay with it. God allowed it and accepted it.
God made him do it.
No, he did not.
Can I show you the Bible?
Well, can you listen? Can I say this?
I want to hear you say stuff,
I want to say
but
this
I want to show you the Bible.
Let me say this right fast. See, the uniqueness with us It's the thing that God gave us, he never took from us. He gave us the ability to choose for ourselves what we wanted to do.
And what was the
And he
stipulation?
never took that back from us.
And what was the stipulation for not doing what he said?
No, he didn't. No, this is what he told us. He said, I will that you choose life.
Okay. But what we end up doing?
We didn't choose it. We chose
what?
death.
Death.
That's right.
So
He
there's still a
gave
consequence.
us a will to do it.
No. There's still a consequence. He said, if you love me, keep my commandments.
Yeah.
But they that hate me, break my laws.
He said, I lay before you life
and death. I'm with you. But let me deal with this real quick.
Life.
Give me where you at.
But he
give
gave
me,
you what?
Genesis
The
17:1.
choice. So we got a choice.
Watch this. But guess what?
Abraham chose to do that.
But no.
Because anytime
No.
you do something that's against the will of God, it's sin.
He didn't do it against the will of God. It was
he
it was
did.
God's will for him
No,
to have that
he
child.
thought it was
Genesis
God's will.
16:1.
God's will was for him
16:1.
and Sarah.
Watch this.
The book of
Watch
Genesis,
this.
chapter 16, verse 1. Now Sarai and Abram's wife bare him no children, and she had an handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar. And Sarai said unto Abram, behold now, the Lord has retained me from bearing.
So this is Sarah speaking. She said, the Lord won't let me have children, right?
I pray thee, go in unto my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened.
So it's like a surrogate mother. Watch this.
And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarai.
Of who?
Sarai.
Of who?
Hold on, wait a minute.
Hold on, who did he hearken to?
Hold on, let me
voice of?
finish. Let me finish.
No. Who did he hearken to
He
the voice
listened to what his wife said.
of Sarah? Well,
Right.
hey,
But watch this though.
Hey.
Let me say this.
Job was
And
finna listen to
Sarai,
his wife.
Abram's
but he
wife, took Hagar, her handmaid, the Egyptian, after Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan.
So he took her and had sex with her, right? Read verse 11.
Verse 11. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, behold, thou art with child, and shalt bear a son, and shall call his name Ishmael.
So guess what? When Hagar got pregnant, the angel of the Lord came to her on the Lord's behalf and said, look, you're going to bear a child, and his name going to be called Ishmael. God named that child because God was okay with it. God set that thing up. Read. Watch this.
Because the Lord had heard thy affliction.
Who heard her affliction?
Because the Lord had heard thy affliction.
The Lord was behind the whole thing. The Lord, he put it on the spirit of Sarah to say, hey, have sex with my handmaid Hagar to bring forth Ishmael. Because Isaac wasn't the only one that was destined to be Abraham's children. He said, your children are going to be as the sand of the sea and as the stars of the heavens. Meaning what? Abraham wasn't just going to have one race of people. Abraham had Ishmael, he had Midian, Medan, he had a whole bunch of different nations. Come on.
Verse 12. And he will be a wild man. His hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him. And he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren.
So, the Most High turned Ishmael into a great nation. That's what the Taliban and all them folks over in the Arabs and Iranian, that's what they is. Yeah, you know what that mean? He'll put a bomb on his chest, run into the World Trade Center and blow his damn self up. He wild. You know them Arabs wild. Them folks will kill you, cut your neck, machete, go over there right now, talking about you eat pork. They take your head clean off. Have a woman over there in pants. They take her head clean off. They don't give a damn. They're a wild man. But guess what? God made them like that.
Right.
God created all nations. All nations is of the Lord. Don't nothing happen on God's watch that he don't approve.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now let me show you something. Go to chapter 18 for me real quick. I'm going to show you something. Or chapter 21. Go to chapter 21 verse 18. Watch
So
this.
why did Sarah land? God told her
Because she
that
didn't
her
believe.
age-
She didn't believe.
Exactly.
She a woman. These women don't believe. Don't fool you. These women do not believe the Bible. You bring out, hey, sis, you know you can't wear that. She get the bucket. Oh, hold up now. God didn't say that. She get the bucket. You know it, man. Read.
Genesis chapter 21 verse 9.
That's what happened.
And Sarah saw the son of Hagar the Egyptian, which she had born unto Abraham, mocking.
So she saw Ishmael mocking Isaac,
Right.
who was the chosen seed. Right? Go ahead.
Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not bear heir with my son,
Watch this, read.
even with Isaac.
Watch
And
this.
the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight.
So Abraham was frustrated about that. It was grievous that he was going to cast his son out. Because remember, that was his firstborn, Ishmael. But Ishmael wasn't the chosen. Come on.
Because of his son.
Watch this.
And God said unto Abraham, let it be not grievous in thy sight,
God said, don't be grievous
because of the lad,
because of Ishmael, your firstborn son. Watch this.
and because of thy bondswoman,
Watch this.
and all that Sarah had said unto thee.
Watch this.
Hearken unto her voice.
You hear that? He said everything Sarah said, hearken to her voice, meaning once again, God was behind it. He used Sarah. You understand? Watch this.
For in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
Watch this.
And also of the son of the bondwoman.
Also of Ishmael,
will I make a nation.
He said, I'm going to make him a nation. God said, I'm going to make him a nation. Read.
Because he is thy seed.
Because of your seed, Abraham. So I'm going to take care of him and make sure he's a mighty nation because of your seed. So once again, it wasn't against God's will for it to happen. It was of God's will. Now let me show you something else about Abraham. 17:1, like I wanted to show him originally. Let me show you something else about Abraham real quick.
Genesis chapter 17, verse 1. And when Abram was 90 years old and 9,
Watch this, brother.
the Lord appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am the Almighty God. Walk before me and be thou perfect.
He said, walk before me and be thou perfect. And what's going to happen?
And I will make my covenant between me and thee, and I will multiply thee exceedingly.
So wait a minute. Did God make his covenant with Abraham? What did Abraham have to do to get that covenant?
Walk before him perfect.
He had to walk before him perfect. What does that mean to walk before him perfect?
His commandments.
There you go right there. So Abraham had to keep the law to receive that covenant. Right? Watch this.
The book of Psalms chapter 19 verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect.
God's laws is what make us perfect. We can strive for perfection. We may fall short in certain areas, but we strive. God said don't eat certain things like shrimp, which I know in Baton Rouge, it's the South. Many of us grew up eating shrimp, crawfish, lobster. Then we read the Bible and God said, look, don't eat that. It destroyed the temple. And we said, okay, all right, well, I'm going to change that. I used to do it, but I'm going to stop doing it. Go ahead.
Okay, well, my thing is this here. He also, when later in the Bible with Peter, he said, he put before Peter a lot of stuff that he told him not to eat. And Peter said he would not touch it. And God said, I made all things good to eat. In other words, he said, I made all things.
Okay.
All things are good.
Okay, so let me ask you a
later,
question.
in other words, later in the New Testament, when Peter had a vision,
I know you're talking about.
the vision was
Thank you, sir.
a table of
Yes, unclean, four-footed beasts.
all kind of stuff before him. And he told him, and he thought he said, I would never touch that. And he said, hey, I made all things good.
Okay. Can I show you what that means? Acts chapter 10, I want you to read verse 3.
The book of Acts chapter 10 verse 3.
All right.
Acts 10 verse 3. He saw in the vision evidently about the ninth hour of the day an angel of God coming into him.
Who we talking about? Who the context of the chapter talking about? Cornelius. Remember Cornelius saw a vision of an angel that came before him. Read.
And saying unto him, Cornelius. And when he looked on him, he was afraid and said, what is it, Lord? And he said unto him, thy prayers and thy alms are come up for a memorial before God.
So all the great works that Cornelius did came up for memorial before God. This angel right here is named Raphael. Raphael is the angel that presents the prayers of the saints to God. So Raphael was telling Cornelius, all the prayers you've been making and your alms, they have come before God. Watch this.
And now send me to Joppa and call for one Simon, whose surname is Peter.
So listen to this, and you listen to sis while you're standing here. The angel told him to go to Joppa and ask for Peter. Watch this.
He lodged with one Simon and a tanner, whose house is by the seaside. He shall tell thee what thou oughtest to do.
You hear that? Peter was supposed to tell him what he ought to do. Now skip down to verse 9.
Verse 9. On the morrow, as they went on their journey and drew nigh unto the city, Peter went up upon the housetop to pray about the 6th hour.
So Peter went to go pray. Watch what happened when he went to pray.
And he became very hungry and would have eaten. But while they made ready, he fell into a trance and saw heaven open and a certain vessel descending upon him.
That's what you was talking about, the vessel that came down from heaven that Peter saw in his vision, right? Go ahead.
As it had been a great sheet knit at the four corners.
So a great sheet knit at the four corners. You with me? Go ahead.
And let down to the earth, wherein were all manner of four-footed beasts,
four-footed beasts of the earth,
and wild beasts, and creeping things, and fowls of the air.
You hear that? So all these wild beasts, creeping things. Now watch what God told him.
And there came a voice to him, rise, Peter, kill and eat. But Peter said, not so, Lord, for I have never eaten anything that is common or unclean.
So Peter said, Lord, I ain't never ate unclean food. You always told us in Leviticus not to eat that. So I can't eat this, Lord. But watch what God said.
And the voice spake unto him again the second time.
Watch this, brother.
What God had cleansed, that call not thou common.
So in the Christian church, they say, see, God cleansed that, so we can't call that uncommon. We can't call what God called clean, unclean. Right? That's what we said, right? Now, skip down to verse 28. Let's see what the context is talking about. Read.
Verse 28.
How you doing, brother? How you doing, brother? Don't pull off yet. Hit it word for a minute. Hit it word for a minute. How you doing?
Acts chapter 10, verse 28.
Now watch this in context, brother Result.
And he said unto them, ye know how that it is unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company or come unto one of another nation.
You hear this? So it said this was Peter talking to Cornelius. You understand what I'm saying, brother Result? So Peter talking to Cornelius, he said, you know it ain't right for a Jew, because the Jews was royalty, to come to one of another nation, meaning a brother that's not a part of the Jews, which the Jews is this right here. Watch this. When the Bible talk about Jews, it's talking about Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Ephraim on down, that's the northern kingdom. These three tribes became known as the Jews, the southern kingdom of Judah, because they were still in the land. So the Jews didn't deal with Ephraim on down, but even though they was all Israelites. Now watch this.
But God had showed me that I should not.
Hold on. Peter said God showed me. When did God show him this?
Okay, so in that vision, he was talking about the tribe. He
Yes.
wasn't talking about.
Yes, he wasn't talking about food. Watch this.
Right.
But God had showed me that I should not call any man common or unclean.
Any what?
Any man common or unclean.
So what was the whole vision about, brother Result?
Man.
It was about man. It wasn't about crab and lobster and shrimp. It wasn't about that. It was about man. But guess what? Let me show you something. This, you know who this is? Y'all know who this is? On this picture. Caesar Borgia. Who was that? that was Pope Alexander VI of Rome's son. He commissioned Leonardo da Vinci to paint his son as Jesus Christ. So guess what? With this image of Jesus Christ, this false image, came a different gospel. So what they did, they told us God's law was done away with. We can eat whatever we want to eat. But will us eating pork, shrimp, or lobster keep us out of the kingdom of heaven, you think? It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
All right. Read Revelation chapter 21. Watch this. And then, hey, Alice, you go get something. Please. My boy going out. Revelation 21:8.
The book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 8.
Watch this.
But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable.
Well, abominable. The fearful, unbelieving, and abominable. Read.
And murderers.
And murderers.
And whoremongers. And sorcerers. And idolaters. And all liars shall have their part in a lake which burneth with fire and brimstone.
So what makes you abominable?
You have to look up what abominable means.
In the Bible. You have to look up in the Bible, because see, God just uncleanness. But God is just though, right? God is just God. So ain't no way he gonna tell you, look, you ain't gonna get in the kingdom of heaven for being abominable, and not tell you somewhere else in the Bible what abomination is to you to stay away from. Right. God righteous. He gonna say, look, it's just like your mama. Your mama give you chores. She say do X, Y, and Z. But if she don't tell you to do it, then she come home and whoop you because you didn't wash the dishes. She ain't tell you to wash the dishes. Right. So how you gonna get on me about something you didn't never tell me to do? It's the same way with God. God can't punish you and condemn you to the lake of fire if he didn't tell you earlier you can't do it. Right. Leviticus 11 and 10.
Bring it up.
You probably be already there with me. Huh? You probably thinking like me. Leviticus 11 and 10. You want to go?
The book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 10. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you.
If it don't have fins and scales, like bass got fins and scales, right? Trout got fins and scales. Tuna got fins and scales, right? These are clean fish that God put on the earth for us to eat. But shrimp, they don't have fins and scales. Catfish, lobster, those animals, those sea creatures, those scavengers, they don't have fins and scales. So God says an abomination to you. Now, abomination, the abominable, will keep you out of the kingdom of heaven. Right. So what we got to start doing? We got to stop eating. Right. If you eat it right now, just stop. Right. Say, hey, look, man, now instead of putting the shrimp fried rice, give me chicken fried. Hey, Grandma, I know you like to do them crawfish, but I'm on something new. I'm finally tapping into the Bible. I want the kingdom of God. We got to stop doing it. She going to get mad at you, say, nah, baby, I've been eating that my whole life. And you going to be like, oh, man, come on, Grandma, why? We got to stop eating. But the Bible tells us not to eat it. Yes, sir.
We used to scream black power. while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.